In this third game, we've got 6 colors, but we're only using 5 of them. I want a visual place to put that last color that I'm not using. These rugs, they didn't name the rugs, so they can't possibly ask us about the rugs by name. You can name them whatever you want to name them. Doesn't matter. We've got rules. If you got any white, then you got 3 colors in that rug. If you got olive, you got peach. So if we leave out peach, we'd leave out olive, which means we would not have enough colors. You with me? And again, the visual symbol for that is we've got a single space in this not using it column. And then the last 3 rules pretty straightforward. All right, let's answer some questions. We did get a global accounting question, and answer choice B breaks this last rule. You can't have P and Y together. C breaks the second rule. If you've got olive, you have to have peach. D breaks the third rule. You can't have F and T together. E breaks our first rule. If you've got white, it's with 2 other colors. That leaves us only answer choice A, so that's the right answer there. I'll take question 12 next. What must be true? Answer choice C. Peach is used. I feel like we were just talking about this. If you didn't use peach, then you couldn't use olive. And you would only have 4 colors left when you're supposed to use 5. You gotta have peach. Question 13, if one of the rugs is solid peach. All right, well, we'll start by making a rug solid peach. And the box from me signifies that there's nothing else in there, right? That I'm leaving it alone. This box is always lonely. There's only 1 color left out. All right, so if we've got peach all by itself, that means we don't have any olive, right? Because if we had olive here, we'd have to have peach here. Peach is all by itself. We're not using any olive. Which means we are using everything else, which means white is in there. And again, they didn't name the rugs. It doesn't matter where we put the white, but we're going to have white with 2 other options. And that means 1, 2, 3, 4, one last thing here, all by itself. And let's talk about our splitting up rules. F and T cannot be together. So that means one of them is here, the other one is here, and that now has to be yellow, our last remaining color. All right, what were we asked? What must be true? Oh, white and yellow are used together. Question 14. If there are 2 solid rugs, then the colors of those 2 rugs cannot be. Why can you not have 2 solid rugs that are peach and yellow? Let's take a crack at it. Let's have a solid peach, solid yellow. As we just discussed from question 13, if we've got a solid peach, that means we don't have olive. That means everything else is used, which means W, F, and T. But you can't put F and T together. And that's why, if you've got 2 solid rugs, those 2 are not peach and yellow. That's why D is the right answer. For 15, if you got forest and peach together, what could be true? Well, let's see. Let's put forest and peach together. All right. Now, first thing I'm thinking about is that olive. I've got olive on my mind, having dealt with it so much. Either we've got olive, which means we have peach, in this first rug, because there's no peach here, there's no peach here. So either we have the olive here, or else we don't have any olive at all. Our olive is left out. All right, if the olive is here, then that's 1, 2, 3. That leaves us with 4, 5, which means the white is not being used because it's not there. It's got to be with 2 others. And these 2 would then be T and Y, our remaining colors. On the other hand, if the olive is left out, that means the white is being used. Everything else is being used. White would have to be with 2 other colors, so it has to be there. and again, turquoise, yellow. The only two colors remaining would be the other two colors that we use. All right. What were we asked? What could be true? White is not used. Yeah, that could be true. We could leave out the white altogether. And that leaves us with just question 16. If one of the rugs is solid yellow, then what has to be false? Four of these things could be true. And why does answer choice A have to be false? If one of the rugs is solid yellow, well, let's take a look. One of them is solid yellow. There is one other thing left out here. And why can it not be that there's exactly one? Well, if there's exactly one, that means this is not one. So it's two, and it's two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we're not using the white, right? Because if we're using white, white goes with two other things. That means that we are using olive, which means we've got to have the peach there. And that leaves us with F and T as our only other colors. But, oh shit, F and T cannot be used together. And that is why, if one of the rugs is solid yellow, you do not get exactly one solid rug. That finishes this game. All right, in that video, I showed you why all the right answers were the right answers in that game. But I didn't really show you how to arrive at those answers. I didn't give you a system for dealing with the questions. I didn't give you a method for arriving at a diagram and working through a game on your own. And that's because I think that's worth paying for. If you agree with me, check out this link and you can see a list of all our current course offerings and their prices, and they're pretty reasonable, I think. And if you don't want to pay for that, that's totally cool. Just keep making the best use you can out of all these free videos, and please tell all your friends and family, neighbors and acquaintances and people you meet on the street how awesome we are. Of course, I mean, if you thought that was awesome, you really should see what's in the paid course.